Well, so much has happened this week here in the state of Israel. The nation of Israel, the people of Israel, the hope of such a wonderful future. Everything is going, one moment it's like this, the next moment it's up, one moment down. It's just, everything's going crazy, but there's one common denominator in all of it. That's President Donald Trump.
Oh, yes.
So let's talk about it.
Let's do it.
TGR News, broadcasting from the State of Israel.
Welcome back to TGR News.
Hello, hello.
Thank you guys so much for everything you guys do. The blessings you have on these people, these precious people, the children of Israel, the people that you help feed every week for years now. It is such a beautiful thing. You are a huge deal to all of these people in their lives.
Yes.
And like Ola always says, you are making a difference in the statistic of 1 out of 3 children going to bed hungry every night here in the state of Israel. We're not only giving them the physical food they need, also the spiritual food, praise the Lord, being the body of Christ, supplying them the needs that they need. It is just such a wonderful thing to be a part of, and I am blessed to be a part of it through you guys, all your support. So praise the Lord.
Amen.
If you haven't and you want to be part of this amazing thing we're doing here in Israel, there are links below all of our videos to the Patreon page and to the Support Us page. Or you can just go to your web browser and type in thegoldenreport.com and go to Support Us page and go find any way you want that suits you best to be a part of this wonderful thing we do here in the state of Israel.
Yes.
Let's get started.
There's
a lot of things happening this week.
Yes.
Praise Jesus. 3 more of our hostages came home this past Saturday. Like there are so far every Saturday it's happened. The 3 men that came home this week look like survivors from the Holocaust. I'm sure all week long you heard Donald Trump even talk about it. They could barely stand or walk while Hamas basically carried them across the stage into the Red Cross cars. These men just look like the rest of the hostages who have been released have lost just about everything, just like the rest of the hostages. That's not only their weight, but they've lost everything. When they come home, they are now realizing that the horror they endured, it's not over. Now they have to mourn family members and
2 of them lost their wives, and one of them lost not only the wife but 2 daughters, and the in-laws, and he did know, and it's just. But also, we don't talk about it too much, but the parade, the show, the monster show that Hamas makes every week it's I don't know even how it's sick.
Yeah, it's sick. Yeah.
So yes, and not from it's not just something that we heard somewhere, that Holocaust survivor thing. We were sitting in front of TV, and the first thing that came to our mind.
That's exactly what you see. That's why everyone's talking about it. That is exactly what you see when you see them. You see Holocaust survivors.
Yes. They lost 3 sizes. 3 sizes in the clothes, from extra large to medium. Yeah. It's one of them. They say, like Eli, that if we were staying there for a few more weeks, he probably won't survive.
He probably wouldn't survive from the lack of nutrition.
Yes. Well, on Monday, Hamas stated that they will pull out the deal and not deliver the hostages this coming Saturday. This statement came directly after President Donald Trump publicly stated that the Arabs that he will ship out of Gaza will not be allowed to come back to Gaza. To say at least, the least President Trump, he has the Arabs in the Middle East on the run and worried about what he's going to do next.
That is so true. Yeah, they literally said the reason at the beginning of the week they were not going to stay out of the deal, get out of the deal that we had where every Saturday they give hostages, was because of that. Because Donald Trump said, this is all old news, but we're building up to we have to recap on everything, right?
Well, it's not. It came after what you're saying. They admitted, but first they say that Israel is breaking the agreement in 3 different things. First of all, we don't let Gazans go north,
Which is a lie.
Second thing, we don't get the humanitarian aid that we should, which is also like the fuel. They talked about the fuel, which is also a lie because we give them 50 barrels, I think, a day, which we're supposed to. And the third thing, we don't give, through the humanitarian aid, we don't give them the tents and caravans. How you say caravan in English?
Like the mobile homes.
Mobile homes that they've been promised.
Travel trailers.
Which are not our promise. The Egypt was supposed to give it to them and didn't do that. So it's not our responsibility. The Egypt broke the agreement. Anyway, from any perspective you look at it, we didn't break the deal.
No, we did not.
So yeah, if something they break the deal all the time. They go in late with the delivery of the names every time. You know, they always break the deal. Much what you expect from the terror organization, right? So then eventually they admitted that it was Trump and all the thing that not going to be a second phase, and Trump want to remove.
And the rest of the hostages.
Yes. So in northern Gaza, Hamas was seen as close as 300 meters away from the Jewish settlement Nahal Oz. The IDF commander on the scene did not shoot in order not to break the deal and stop the hostages from coming home. Yet Hamas says that Israel has broken the deal, and this is why, in the beginning what they say, they are not releasing hostages this coming Saturday.
Yeah, so not only were we not the ones not breaking the deal, they were, we were doing out of our way extra stuff like not shooting terrorists coming back towards the border again to make sure the deal doesn't get broken. Right?
Yeah.
So
I want to just for imagine the picture. That your family, you lost your family, your neighbors, most of your community was murdered, burned alive. Yeah. You're coming back and you see 300 meters, it's not far away.
The same terrorist walking around.
Exactly. It's
300 yards from your house. It's crazy. Literally 300 yards from your house. That was just attacked.
Yes.
Right?
I can understand those poor people,
Well, by Wednesday this week, President Trump had made the Israeli dream of finally being able to possibly move the people that all they want to kill us is to kill us and take our land finally out of our country. To make this dream an actual reality. Then made an ultimatum saying to Hamas that they have till noon on Saturday to give up all the hostages or all hell's going to break out, right? Then, shortly after this meeting with, he had a meeting with King of Jordan, Abdullah, right? And had him say that he agreed to this thing. When he was in America, he agreed. But when he got back home, by the way, he immediately recounted and disagreed. But then he did agree to take 2,000 children from Gaza. Anyway, it's a back and forth thing. But Trump effect in the Middle East is insane. Yes. We always knew Trump is always the best thing for the state of Israel that we've ever had. But actually, it's turning to be something even more than what we thought. If Donald Trump is the only reason, not Bibi, not the IDF, not, gotta say it, but definitely, of course, everyone would know, definitely not Biden on his administration. Nothing but Donald Trump he's the only reason why Israelis today literally are walking around the streets and seeing the possibility of maybe getting rid of the people that are trying to kill us.
Yes.
Because that's never been a reality for us ever, where we actually thought the world would allow us to kick out of our country the people that don't recognize our country and want to kill us.
Yes.
And Donald Trump is making it possible.
Yes, it's amazing. Well, a little bit about Jordanian King Abdullah that came. Yeah. Well, did you see how he was sweating and blinking and he felt uncomfortable? Yeah. He came ready for this meeting. He came to say no. No, even one Palestinian will come to my country, Jordan. Well, we have to tell him that Jordan actually for Palestinians. Left it alone.
If there is a country, Palestine, Jordan would be the closest one to it.
So he was sweating because Trump was really pushy about let's make this happen. And then eventually he said that he will have to have a deal with Egypt, which we'll talk a little bit about Egypt later, and discuss it with Egypt, and then we decide. But he agreed for 2,000 sick children from Gaza to come to Jordan. Then when he came home, he didn't talk about Egypt at all, but Egypt don't want these Gazans for sure. We know that.
Sure, yeah. No one wants them. Nobody wants these people. You know, we got to talk about it. I'm not making this up. This is not a joke, and this is not something out of a movie. This is actual fact, something that happened this week. There are talks of places everyone's talking about where to send the people from Gaza. There is a tribe in Africa. This is true story, folks. Believe it or not, this is actually true. There's a tribe in Africa. It's a cannibalist tribe. We know it's known to be a cannibalist tribe. They said they would accept Gazans, but only 250 a week. Sounds like they're hungry.
I thought it was a joke, but I think it's real.
No, it's real. It's real. So there's a cannibalist tribe in Africa that will accept 250 a week.
It's just because they don't know them. I'm telling you.
Well, I don't think they're planning on integrating them into society. I think they all want 250 a week because they're thinking, how much do they weigh? How much meat is that, right? That's what strange world we live in. Well, this Trump effect that we were talking about, it's caused quite a few things. I mean, a lot of stuff, this ultimatum and everything else that Trump has put in effect here. First of all, let's look at Egypt. Egypt ramped up their military presence in the Sinai while stating that they will accept no Arabs from Gaza at all, threatening to breach the peace agreement that we made so many years ago in Camp David, right? Which they've already breached it. Second, this is allowing Israel, the Trump effect we're talking about, is allowing Israel to take a tougher stance in the Middle East. For example, we have decided that we're not leaving, and we're not only not leaving, we are building bases to stay long-term, both in Syria and in Lebanon. And thirdly, I will not give out any secrets here, but Israel has moved things to be prepared for another attack from Gaza, seeing how now it seems like they may have nothing to lose, while also preparing to go into Gaza in a much more conquering manner, let's call it, right?
Trump said violent.
Yeah, but I'm saying more conquering manner, meaning a more systematic going through and just conquering the place, which we haven't done. We've done a lot of damage, but we never went in to conquer, as in to take over, right? Yes. So that would be a change in tactics. But all of this is happening, once again, because of the common denominator, President Donald Trump.
It's amazing. It's amazing how just in a few weeks, the change that happened here in the Middle East.
It is amazing. And it's a lot spiritual. It's a lot of spiritual. And it's a lot of Donald Trump. And it's a lot of the times that we're in. And it's a lot of things lining up for prophecies. Yeah. It's a lot of things going on at once. Yeah. And it's and I don't know how much you guys are involved in what's happening over here in Israel, but I can tell you as an Israeli living over here in Israel, this past couple weeks have been so dynamic. Every 2 minutes, everything is completely different. Yeah. And it's hard. It's a whirlwind, hard to keep up with what's, every 5 minutes, I'll say, I just came back from a few days. I finally did my battalion, my Jerusalem battalion. I did the first real big training exercise. Just came back last night. And while you're in there, you're not watching the news. We're real busy doing a lot of work. And you're like every 5 minutes trying to figure out what's the situation now, Yeah. Because that's the way it is now these last couple of weeks. And it's
amazing.
Who knows what's going to happen? Yeah. We all have ideas. The IDF has lots of ideas. Basically, getting prepared, seriously prepared for big time war, bigger than what we've been in up until now. Not planning to do it, to start any wars, but preparing for the possibility of our enemies attacking us because of this ultimatum. Because think about it. Up until now, like let's take Gaza we're talking about Gaza. So up until now, the people of Gaza, Hamas, and the people of Gaza feel like they've won. They're still winning the war. And the only reason that is because they know that they still have the land of Gaza, right? It's still theirs. They're still there, right? All of a sudden, Trump made this statement, and now they're thinking maybe we don't have Gaza no more. Now they really don't have nothing to lose. So we're preparing 1.7 million people in Gaza. We're preparing for the possibility maybe they all charge the line, right?
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen. And really, no one does know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
There's a lot of analysts in the IDF. We're doing a lot of talking. We're doing a lot of planning, getting a lot of things ready. IDF, for the first time in 30 years, I'm part of this, what I'm going to talk about. For the first time in 30 years, it has grown and added new battalions, new brigades, new divisions, growing, getting bigger. It's the first time in 30 years.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
what I'm a part of right now.
Yes.
And the Jerusalem Battalion.
Yes.
That's underneath the David Division. The David Brigade.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's amazing.
it is amazing.
Well, also something that, Trump is a great leader. He's a great businessman. He's a great leader. He's very charismatic. And when he wants something, he usually gets it. But in his last term, he was kind of pro two-state solution, if you remember.
Yes.
This time, he realized that most of Israelis, vast majority of Israelis, won't accept two-state solution. And I'm so glad that he understood that with these kind of people, you cannot have a state next to Israel with those kind of people.
You can't have it.
And it's so important because today, you know what happened today?
What happened today?
Today, the foreign minister of UAE,
United Arab Emirates. Yep, I knew he was going to bring that up.
yes, he said that, I'm paraphrasing, it's not exactly his words, but he said kind of something like, we understand that there have to be some movement of Gazans out to actually rebuild Gaza.
Yeah.
We admit that. And we understand Donald Trump's solution, Donald Trump plan, and we agree with that.
Which is historical because it's the first time an Arab country ever has accepted or agreed or publicly said the solution is to get Arabs out of the state of Israel.
Yes.
It's the first time in history and everything like that.
It's the first time in history that Arab country agreed to something that everybody knows and everybody agree all the time. When you have a war, people sometimes move from country to country, refugees escaping the war and and only Gazans, Palestinians, have to stay put.
There's a theory, by the way. Since you brought up the UAE, there's a theory, a real clever theory about what's happening really with this thing with Gaza and Trump and Netanyahu. Suez. I'm going to take a side trail. I hope we ain't going too long with this video. All the ships that want to go through the Suez Canal for container ships for trading, world trading, right? They go through and the Suez Canal is way overcharging, especially American ships and European ships and stuff like that. Because last term that Trump had, we heard him talking. You can go back and look. You heard him talking about building a train rail through Saudi Arabia because he's real big at trying to get Saudi Arabia to get a peace deal, normalization with Israel, and that's the reason to make all the way to the UAE from the Gaza Strip. Let's say possibly if we rebuild it into a huge world-sized port and then build train tracks for trains to take all the way across Saudi Arabia to the UAE. That would drastically drop the prices of shipping and make world trade to getting stuff from the other side of the world it would be beneficial for almost everyone in the world.
Yes, and that's also explained why Egypt is so against.
Yeah,
because they're gonna lose a lot of money.
They're gonna lose a lot from the Suez Canal.
Yes.
They'll lose a lot, and so that's a theory people are talking about. I've heard that thrown around in a few places with people that are pretty smart and pretty well in the loop.
Yeah.
So that could be something. We could be seeing something. Like I said, no one knows. It's so much going on right now, and it's happening so
Yes.
fast, and every
Let's
5
see.
minutes.
Yeah. Let's see what's gonna happen in this Shabbat. We didn't talk about it, but President Donald
The
Trump,
ultimatum.
he said the ultimatum, but Benjamin Netanyahu, well, it was a mess. When Donald Trump said this ultimatum, we had different statements coming out in Israel. In 1 hour, it was like 4 different statements. Some said, yes, we have to have all the hostages from the first and the second phase, like all the hostages coming on by Shabbat, Saturday, 12 o'clock noon. Some of us Israelis, like leaders, say, no, it's only the 9 from the phase 1.
Which I don't understand. Why would anyone say that?
Yes, and then Benjamin Netanyahu addressed the nation formally.
Yeah, address it.
And he didn't say exactly how many. He just say our hostages. He didn't say how many. I think, my opinion, we will get 3 hostages, and Israel will like continue the deal. Continue the deal.
Yeah.
Which I'm, it's
I think we if we do that,
Yeah.
if Israel does that, I believe we'd be missing the boat. I believe. I could be wrong. I believe we'd be missing the boat. I think we should grab on to President Trump's tail, right? Coattails, and hang on, because I think it would have been but we'll see. We'll see. Saturday's a big day. Well, if something big happens,
we'll let you know.
We've done it for years. We've been here, and every time anything big happens, we'll immediately let you know. So especially on the TGR Telegram and also on these
You'll
videos.
you'll find a link for TGR Telegram if you want to be informed real time, latest news, what's going on in Israel.
That's right.
Underneath this video too.
You got anything you want to add?
That's it.
Listen, folks, man, it is a real blessing what we're doing here together
Yes, it
with you
is.
guys. Pray about it. See if the Lord wants you to be a part of this ministry, and see if He wants you to bless the children of Israel.
Yes.
We love you guys. God bless. Don't forget to join us on thegoldenreport.com. And until next time,
Shabbat Shalom.
God bless.